Ladies and gentlemen, we are live tonight for another edition of NASCAR 21 Ignition. It is the final season, and it is a double-header Monday night of action. Two 50% races on two different short tracks to kick off our race week, our speed week at Daytona, of course. Well, I guess I'm not at Daytona yet, but I will be in a couple of days. We are currently 6 days away from the Daytona 500 as a whole. More coverage on that throughout the course of the week, but again, tonight's editions of these live streams will be NASCAR video game worthy once again, as we have races 8 and 9 of this final season, I guess. And we're driving as, of course, my favorite driver, Ryan Blaney. We'll go through tonight's starting lineup in race 1 at Martinsville for the Martinsville 250. And then we'll get this race underway. Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin will be on the front row. William Byron, Chase Elliott in row 2. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Brad Keselowski in row 3. Keselowski does have one win this year. It came a couple races ago at Atlanta. Daniel Suarez and Kyle Busch will round out the top 8 in row number 4 with Reddick and McDowell in row number 5. McDowell also with one win this season. That came at the Daytona Road Course earlier this year. I qualified in 34th, so we'll have to see how this is going to go for us here today. Who knows how? I have really no clue how this is going to work. The car is super loose when I'm getting back to the gas on exit. Corner exit, I really have to work on and make some pretty quick adjustments there throughout the course of tonight's race.
500. I'm Alex Hayden, and we're here today at the oldest track on the NASCAR calendar, Martinsville Speedway. We're expecting lots of beating and banging here today at this short, flat racetrack where tempers get heated and protecting your car is key. Let's head down to pit road as the drivers and teams make their final preparations. Who's going to be taking home that grandfather clock today?
Well, hopefully it will be Ryan Blaney taking home the grandfather clock here tonight at Martinsville. 250 laps around the half-mile paperclip short track for race 1, then 200 laps at Richmond on the three-quarter-mile short track there. Ashton G, welcome into the stream, and welcome others as well into tonight's first of 2 streams. Second race will begin at about... Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. I had it at 100%. I have to knock that back down to 50. That was my fault on that one. I just completely forgot to do that. Well, I guess I'm going to have to re-qualify. Whoops. I guess you guys will get to see qualifying tonight. Patrick Chatterley, welcome to the stream as well. Let's get the grandfather clock. That is the reward, yep. We just talked about it. Well, that stinks. So much for the intro and going through the starting lineup at the start of the race when that lineup's not even going to be the same.
We're back at Martinsville for some short track qualifying.
I'm skipping this
Alex
intro
Hayden.
again.
This is the paper clip, and today we're going to see who gets the advantage.
Well, I get to redo
position.
my qualifying session. I did not qualify well at all. I qualified in the 34th position. Better make sure my setup is still where it should have been at. I had it on stable. I don't want to put it on tight, because the car is sliding up the track. It's not like the rear end of the car is wanting to slide out. It's when I'm getting back in the gas, it feels like the whole car is pushing. Even though it doesn't feel like I have a lot of grip in the rear tires, too. It's very strange. It's almost as if I'm too loose because the rear tires are spinning, but it's walking me to the wall. But not with the rear of the car. It's like kind of flat. Which can be troublesome because, for those of you that know, complex damage in this game, it doesn't take much of a hit to blow a tire. So I just got to be a lot more patient getting back to the gas. See what I mean? That time it was more the rear of the car. That time it wiggled quite a bit. I was patient getting back to the gas. Oh my! See, this is what I'm restarting. I qualified better than this the first time. I'm not. Even if I'm starting like 34th again. That's fine. I don't want anything worse than that, though. It's going to be a handful tonight. Good thing it's only 250 laps, but still. This is going to be a handful. First 2 qualifying laps underway. Ryan Blaney in the 12. A lot better that time. You really drive it in deep. It's just when you're getting back to the gas is where it really wants to slide the most. And this is with fresh tires. Just imagine what the race is going to be like when everybody's on old tires. No clue exactly what the stage lengths will be in tonight's race, considering that it is cut in half. Walking up towards the wall. Really feathering the throttle. That was a lot better than what I had originally in qualifying. 28th. I say a lot better, and I only qualified 6 spots better than what I originally did. Stenhouse is on the pole. I'm just going to say Joey Logano's on the pole still just for season statistical purposes because he was on the pole originally. Looks like Blaney will be starting 28th instead of 34th.
Stay left. Welcome to the Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief 500.
Did you guys hear my crew chief right before it transferred screens? He was like, "Stay left."
Calendar, Martinsville Speedway. We're expecting
hilarious.
lots of beating and banging here today at this short flat.
Alrighty. Now let's get this race underway. Hopefully they didn't put us too far behind schedule. It's 6:08 now. Probably should have had this race started about 7-8 minutes ago, but hey. We're here now. No clue how this one's going to go. Every race seems to be different no matter how many times you go to a specific track in this game. Green flag is in the air. We're underway at Martinsville. Under the lights. Wow. Blaney already in the wall in the first turn. Very lucky he didn't blow a tire off the start, but he already loses about 3 positions. And he's stuck on that outside lane. Gasses it up. He gets back down to the bottom in front of Ross Chastain in the 42. So he's able to find his way down on that bottom. Can be risky here early. 3 wide. Thought about going 3 wide into turn 3, then ended up playing it safe. 65 laps in the opening stage of the race tonight. This is going to fly by. Both races will. Blaney makes the 3 wide move, but that time he clears him before even getting into the braking zone in turn 3. Then meeting BJ McLeod and Corey LaJoy. Blaney all over the back of the 38. Anthony Alfredo had a hard time trying to keep it off of him, and that allowed BJ McLeod to get back down to the bottom. Now McLeod puts the bumper to Alfredo. Blaney had a good exit to turn 2. He's going to try to drive it in pretty deep. 3 wide in the middle. McLeod knocks into Blaney's left rear, nearly spins him out. McLeod being extra aggressive here early on. Blaney actually made the hole work pretty good. He kept it off the 38, but the 78 got into him. Already having a hard time trying to keep those rear tires glued to the racetrack. It's going to make it a little bit harder when you have somebody knocking your rear fender in. Off the curb. Blaney gasses it up. He clears Alfredo off the exit of turn 2. Now underneath Cody Ware into turn 3. So originally qualifying 34th. When he gets around Ware, that'll be plus 6 spots. And we are coming to lap 8 this time by. About 3 laps in a minute though, so you're looking at this first stage being only about 20 to 25 minutes. It's going to be tough for Ryan Blaney to get inside the top 10 and get some stage points. He's 70 points behind Kyle Larson for the regular season points lead. And he comes in 6th in the point standings today. And he's also coming in off a win in the last race at Dirt Bristol. In fact, Blaney's won not only 3 races this season, but he's won 2 of the last 3. So he has definitely been a little bit more consistent. He's had a couple DNFs this season. That's where the inconsistency lies. But today, if he doesn't go to victory lane, he's hoping for at least a solid finish, get to the end of the race, hopefully get a lot of stage points. That's one thing that's keeping him in the top 10 in points this year with those couple DNFs is the fact he's scoring a lot of stage points. It's going to be tough at Martinsville with it being a 50% race and he's starting towards the back. But we'll see what he can do. Richmond's a good track for myself in this game, and that's where we go next for our second race of this doubleheader tonight. Decided to do a doubleheader, means I'm going to Daytona this week, so after tomorrow night, no more live streaming this week, and then I'm only going to have 2 live streams next week before I go to Auto Club also. Kurt Busch on the bottom of Cole Custer. Drove it in pretty deep. He's going to get underneath the 14. Chase Briscoe as well. Blaney being a lot more patient getting back to the gas. And I think the nighttime conditions may be helping compared to qualifying being in the daytime as well, so a little bit cooler track temps, despite the fact that it is an 81-degree day. Definitely don't want to go and lap down in this opening stage if you can help it. That's a danger with qualifying towards the back. A little contact between Custer and Blaney down the front stretch. Blaney hugs the curbing. Clears Custer inside of Briscoe for 23rd. Blaney stays on the bottom lane. He's working really well. The curb's not really throwing the race car around too much either. But he is struggling when he's up on the outside lane. Not just off the exit of the corner where he's trying to get back into the gas, but also even on entry on the outside. He's going to make his way around Kurt Busch. Power slide off of turn 4 as he steers underneath the 23 of Bubba Wallace, his best friend. And Ryan Blaney, little slide job on Wallace off the exit of turn 2. Made it work, and now he'll go after Quinn Houff. This would put him inside the top 20 if he can get around the 00. Dirt tracking it off the exit of these corners. Guess with it only being 65 laps in this opening stage, even without a caution, you can maybe get away with not having to use the tires up too much. I mean, they will go away over a 65 lap period. But you got to figure compared to a normal stage 1 at Martinsville being 130 laps, you can push it just that much harder. Definitely don't want to put it into the wall and push it too hard, though. Oh, and well, just like that, Blaney goes around. That was very wicked, the way he hit the wall and turned that 12 car right around. He's not going to pit. I don't think he has a blown tire. But that will be our first caution of the race today. And it looks like he'll be restarting in the... Are you kidding me? That was the game. Do I have to restart that? I'm going to have to restart this again. I'm not pitting under green. Why would it do that? Why does the game do that? They said they had that fixed. They said they've had a lot of things fixed with these patches. And, like, none of it is fixed. I'm going to have to restart it. I'm not going 2 laps down because of that. It was like it was scuffing the tires for me, but instead of scuffing the tires, it just drilled the outside wall. We're not that far into the race. Well, we were like 20 laps, but Martinsville is not bad. Well, with the issues we've been having with the game in the early going, we may not get to that second race quite as soon as I hope for. I still plan on running it. Alright, let's try this again. Come on, game. Well, the read green flag is in the air. The restart. Hate the game, feel like Quinn out. Yeah, it was weird the way I hit the wall and it turned me to the right. Like I was against the wall and then I spun out like a top on the front stretch. The physics are just... It's literally like trying to drive on ice on the 750 tracks. I don't know why it's like that. Like, I get it's more horsepower than the 550 tracks, but, like, the car just wiggles so much. And especially with the vibration, you can really feel like it's on ice. Before, you could feel like it was on ice, but you didn't actually feel the control. This, you could feel the control, what little control there is. You really just have to tiptoe and not oversteer the car like I did there. As soon as I hit the wall, even though I was stuck into the wall, it turned right. Little ping pong effect between Christopher Bell and Bubba Wallace. The 12 of Ryan Blaney. Bell knocking the 53 out of the way of Joey Gase. Blaney dirt tracking it off turn 2 again. So, again, sometimes it slides all the way up near the wall. Sometimes you kind of get lucky and it doesn't slide up at all. Things happen so quick. Really tough to catch it. Blaney trying to drive back up through here again. Good news is he had to do it starting right back where he started originally. Original qualifying spot again was 34th. Contact with Cody Ware, barely keeps it off the outside wall. Off the exit of turn 4 rather. And he couldn't get all the way back down to the bottom that time. Actually was able to grip up on the outside. He really wasn't able to do that earlier. He's going to try it again in turns 3 and 4. Not bad that time either. Try to really arc the corner. Oh, big time. Bounce off the curb. And as soon as he bounced off the curb that time around, he got back into the gas and the car nearly spun out. Wasn't like that the first go around. Curbs are a lot more slippery all of a sudden. Not as friendly. Blaney on the inside of Briscoe for 25th. Blaney off the curb. I think he'll have the 14 clear on entry into turn 3. Blaney hugging the curbing down on the bottom as he's underneath the 77 of Justin Haley. Trying to side draft him. No contact between the two cars. They came very close to one another, though. Blaney being a little bit aggressive. Now he'll try to outbrake Haley. He's got the advantage on the bottom into turn 3, and he'll be clear for 24th. Gotta pause it for a quick second down the back straightaway. I really hope I don't have to latest window update. Includes important security features, helps device. Restart now. So my options are okay and restart now. I don't want to restart now because if I do that, I'm going to lose the stream. But if I hit okay, I'm scared it might restart it. So bear with me here. Is there a way to click around this? Come on, man. I am going to hit okay. If it stops the stream for a couple minutes, bear with me. Okay, it didn't stop the stream. Okay, we're good. I was scared it was going to restart it if I hit okay. Yeah, I don't want that restart right now. Alright, back to the action. Wow, Blaney nearly spinning out. He's going to have a lot of close calls like that all night, I'm sure. This thing is a handful. Went a little bit wide in turns 3 and 4. Plus lost some momentum off the exit of turn 2, struggling that last lap, and Briscoe gets by for position. Well, it's unfortunate that the game had that glitch earlier because by lap 20, Blaney was up to 20th, and right now we're at lap 16 this time by, and he's only up to 24th, and he's still a couple seconds behind the 20th place car. So he's kind of backtracked a little bit. At least the lights are already on with this being a night race, so we don't have to worry about the game going black and flickering and us blowing a tire that way. Blaney kind of blows through 1 and 2. Nearly goes out of the groove. Had those right side tires way up in the marbles. Again, only 65 laps in stage 1. I would imagine stage 2 will also be 65 laps. And the final stage will probably be closer to that 120 lap mark, maybe 115. But either way, if you pit at the stage breaks, you shouldn't have to pit during the actual race run. You might be able to go through stage 1 and stage 2 without having to pit. It'll be interesting to see if the field can do that. It'd be about 130 laps. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do that. So even if you don't see pit stops from the AI during the stage break, which I would imagine probably wouldn't happen, that would be because they could make it on fuel. It's going to depend on where Ryan Blaney gets up to and how many cars are going to be on the lead lap. That's going to dictate exactly if he ends up pitting or not. Power slide nearly into the left side of Quinn Half's 00. Blaney's wiggling on the bottom lane. He's really having a hard time just trying to keep it off the 00, but he did a great job racing him straight up, racing him clean. Power slide in front of him that time, and Half almost got into the back of him in the middle of turns 3 and 4. A lot of lap traffic now up ahead. 2x2 traffic at that. Wonder how many laps it's going to take Blaney to get up to 20th. I don't imagine it'd be too many more. Oh, gets into the left rear of Christopher Bell. Kurt Busch, I thought, was going to take it 3 wide under the 21 and the 43. Thought better of it. He stays alongside the 17 of Buescher. Blaney to the inside of the 20 of Bell into turn 3. And with a lot of cars on the outside, and David Reagan's up on the outside lane, that is really stacking up these cars on the outer lane even more. Blaney's picking up spots, so he's back inside the top 20. Passing Reddick. There's the lap car of Reagan. Now gets underneath Busch on the back straightaway as well. A lot of the slower cars are at least trying to stay up high. And Kyle Larson's outside the top 10. That's big. Again, 70 points is what Blaney is behind Larson coming into this race today, with Larson being the regular season points leader. Blaney to the inside of Larson for 14th. Larson, probably one of his worst racetracks would be Martinsville as well. Bowman checks up off the exit of turn 4. Blaney barely gets underneath him. Larson made a pass on the outside. Larson crowds Blaney. Contact there. It actually hurt Larson more than what it hurt Blaney, as Bowman is able to get back to the inside of the 5. 5 was stuck behind the 99 on the top. And Blaney's up to 12th. He gets to the lead, he may not even pit during the stage break and risk losing that track position. Into the left rear of Austin Dillon. Checked up mightily on the outside. Blaney underneath Truex, trying to trap him behind McDowell. McDowell barely gets back down to the bottom in front of the 12. McDowell also on the lead lap. Blaney 3 wide to the bottom on the backstretch. Slower cars in front of Davison and McLeod. Blaney going to get sandwiched with the 15. Knocks him a little bit wide. And nearly squeezed into the wall was the 78 of McLeod, but they all keep it driving one way or another. AP Sports, welcome to the stream. Well, they're going to put the next-gen cars in the game at some point during this this month in February. That was their original plan. To have the next-gen cars in private lobbies in the next patch here in February. We'll see if they can pull through with it. The problem is, though, is the next-gen cars are likely going to be only used in a test session kind of form. Chastain in 35th, knocking into the left rear of Blaney. Blaney started to come down on top of him, but he also didn't know he was there. There's no rear view mirror, so it's hard to tell distance with the cars behind. Blaney didn't realize the 42 had that big of a run on corner entry. But at least Blaney's up to 7th place. No real sight of who is in 6th potentially and how far ahead they are ahead of the 12. 30 laps to go in stage 1 this time by. Maybe he's got a shot to win the stage, but we'll have to wait and see. Blaney has 4 stage wins on the season so far. Joshua Rumsey, welcome to the stream. Blaney slides up in front of Balicki, Alfredo. Couple of lap cars. 3 more lap cars up ahead of Almirola, Mills, and Ware. Blaney nearly gets into the wall off the exit of turn 2. And now he gets into Almirola, which ricochets him into the wall off turn 4. That could have been a blown tire on the 12. That was a pretty good lick. That added G-force with the contact with the 10. Gonna get back around Almirola cleanly this time around. Blaney might have to dial down the aggressiveness just a little bit as the tires are starting to slip away nearly 40 laps into the stage. Super Bowl was a good game last night. I thought so too. You ain't first, you're last. Ricky Bobby 2008. Wasn't that movie... Didn't that movie come out in 2006? I think it was the same year as Cars came out. Also curious if Larson has made his way inside the top 10 yet. Again, Blaney's hoping not. This would be a huge day to be able to gain points on Larson. Blaney knows he's going to be one of the favorites at Richmond. Wasn't sure about how Martinsville would go. So far, so good. But again, Blaney scored stage points in a lot of races this season. It doesn't mean he's gotten a great finish by the end of it. The good thing going for him is we had one 50% race of the 4 already this season, 2 more tonight, and then the first 50% race at Phoenix, he got the win. That was another short track. 750 oval. Another 750 oval on dirt at Bristol for a 100% race was the last race. Blaney won that as well. So Blaney has won the first 2 750 ovals this year. One on asphalt, one on dirt. This one on asphalt and concrete. So 3 very, very different racetracks. Rooting for the Bengals. Should have won, but yeah, Apple had other thoughts. I mean, the Rams really outplayed them, though, in that second half. Outside of the very first play of the second half, at least. Like, they shut down that Bengals offense. They put so much pressure on Burrow, he couldn't do anything in the second half. He had no time to throw the ball. He was getting beat around. Well, they sacked him like 5 times in the second half. They hit him a couple other times, too, when he was able to get the ball away. A lot of lap traffic coming up here. Stenhouse Hamlin, we know for a factor for position, so Blaney has a chance to get inside the top 5 soon. We'll contact with McLeod. Be careful. It might not take much to pinch him. McLeod just rubs into the side of the 12. Nearly spins him out. Oh, but it does squeeze him into the 16 of Grella, and Blaney still catches the race car. What was that all about? BJ McLeod getting heated. Quinn Half just coming to a stop on the front stretch. Back stretch, rather. Checking up right in front of Blaney. Blaney to the inside of the 11. I think a lot of the faster cars are on the outside, and that's what's stacking up the bottom lane as well. And why there's so many cars double wide. Blaney going to be able to get in front of Custer. Custer put the bumper to the 12. Knocks him up out of the groove. 3 wide moves for Ryan Blaney to get inside the top 5 for the first time today. Briscoe did a good job not hitting the back of the 12. Contact with Stenhouse, squeezing him nearly into the wall off of turn 2. 15 laps to go at stage 1 this time by. And Kyle Larson's a lap down right now, running in 20th. Not good for Larson in this first race of our doubleheader tonight. Probably his worst run of the season so far. Him and Hamlin both have only had 1 finish outside the top 10 this year. Blaney underneath both Byron, Logano, Elliott for position up ahead with Harvick as they battle for the lead. Blaney off the curb gets a little sideways. Drifting his way around turns 1 and 2 as he barely keeps it off the 5 of Larson. James Davison is holding up both the inside and outside lanes. 3 wide again to the bottom. Blaney underneath Byron and Logano. Not much time left in the stage. Byron goes a little wide. He gets into the side of the 22. Blaney still underneath them. And because they made contact on the outside, Blaney was able to get back down to the bottom. He forces it 3 wide for the lead into turn 3. Blaney just trying to keep Elliott behind Busher. Busher squeezes the 12. He didn't realize he was there. More contact. Blaney gets turned into the wall by Chase Elliott. Caution's out. Caution is out. That probably wasn't going to end well. Blaney didn't get any room on the bottom lane when they were 3 wide. He did stuff it in there on the 17 a little late. But then even in the middle of the corner when Elliott was there, he just had no grip in the rear tires, slides up in front of Elliott and gets wiped out hard into the outside wall late in stage 1. And we hit our first caution of the race. Blaney's going to stay out of the pits, try to keep his track position. Hopefully the game doesn't turn the 12 to the right on the restart. Green flag back in the air. Harvick leads the field to the green. Blaney didn't want to pit and risk going a lap down. I think he has the right front tire down. It's hard to tell. Oh, the pace car's out on the racetrack, but pulls into the pit lane into turn 3. Second race in a row we've seen that. I think the damage is pulling Blaney to the right. I don't think it's a tire down. He's back to 7th place now, just trying to hang on for stage points. 5 laps to go in the stage. Blaney low underneath Truex. And this damage is definitely hurting the 12 car mightily. Oh, but he gets into Truex. Knocks him up the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Blaney just overdrove the corner into the left rear of the 19. Blaney has the bottom lane, but he can't stay alongside the 12 as he power slides into the wall off of turn 4, and he's going to give up another spot to Denny Hamlin on the bottom. Two to go in stage 1 this time by, following our first caution of the race. This will be caution 2 during the stage break. I think Blaney just needs to hang on for 8th. Drives it in pretty deep on entry into 3, but Hamlin didn't give him any room to have a chance to get around him. Pretty good exit to turn 2 for Blaney. Slides, he'll get to the inside of Hamlin into turn 3. Risking it for the position. He runs the 11 wide, but they get tangled together off the exit of turn 4. And Blaney will get the 7th place spot at the end of the stage. He didn't mean to use Hamlin up that much, but once they made contact, he couldn't get off of him. And Kevin Harvick, meanwhile, up towards the front, will win stage 1 at Martinsville. Chase Elliott 2nd, Joey Logano 3rd, William Byron 4th, Alex Bowman rounds out the top 5. Truex in 6th, Blaney 7th, Hamlin 8th, Stenhouse 9th, and Tyler Reddick will round out the top 10 at stage 1 at Martinsville. And that's Martinsville for you indeed. Joey Franchise saved us from Patrick Mahomes' wife and brother. Yes, he did. Yeah, Aaron Donald had a big night last night. Yeah, Stafford had a pretty inconsistent game last night. Like, there were times he looked amazing, and then times he looked like a below-average quarterback. Who won the MVP last night? I didn't pay attention to the post-game show. Was it Donald? Donald probably deserved it, in my opinion. Gotta take a picture real quick before I move on to stage 2, since I have to calculate the points myself. I thought I was going to be done having to do that in NASCAR Heat 5, but I thought wrong. Well, the cars were slow because it was a quarter-mile short track. It wasn't because they had restrictor plates. They couldn't go above 90 miles an hour because they had to brake for the next corner. So Blaney's going to stay out of the pits during the stage break. Because he does not want to risk going a lap down at Martinsville, pitting under the caution in this game. And he's got a lot of damage, and I just don't think they can really fix it. Cooper Kupp. Oh, okay, yeah, he deserved it. Donald probably could have gotten it. I wouldn't have argued, but Kupp had a big game too. Well, green flag back in the air. Blaney restarts in 7th, right where he started, or finished, I guess, stage 1. Let me pause it one quick second. Also, Kevin Harvick getting the stage win. That will be Harvick's second stage win of the season. Giving him now 12 playoff points because he does have 2 race wins on the year as well so far. Almost forgot to give him that. Sorry for the pause. Lenny just trying to stay underneath Truex. It's going to be the best chance he's got of getting around him, but he power slides really loose off the exit of turn 4. He just has to hold in line behind him, but at least he's able to stay on the bottom. A lot of 2x2 traffic up there, though. Logano's on the inside of Elliott. Bit of a parking lot, almost. Bowman inside of his teammate as well, William Byron. Fortunately, Blaney's just going to have to ride around with this damage and hope for the best. And the wall off turn 4. She's got to be careful not to blow that tire. Very fortunate to not blow the tire when he had gotten turned into the wall. Alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in this race today. It does seem like Blaney's kind of pulling the 11 car a little bit, but he's not able to keep up with the top 6 cars in front of him either. Yeah, I think the NFL just is done giving it to position players that are not quarterbacks anymore. Yeah, Cup definitely had a massive season. I thought Rodgers was the most deserving quarterback, but I do agree with you. But I've thought that about recent years, too. Trying to think what other years I thought somebody else should have won it. Was it last year where Derrick Henry had like 2,000 yards rushing? I thought he should have had it that year. Michael Thomas. Either last year or the year before when he broke the catch record. I think you could have given it to him that year. They say it's a quarterback-friendly league, and a quarterback league, it's a quarterback league because the NFL makes it a quarterback league. Picking yourself to win the Daytona 500. You on the entry list? Hamlin nearly got to the inside of Ryan Blaney that time through 3 and 4. And you can see Blaney's damage on the front of his car. That was after being involved in an accident right around lap 55. About 10 laps to go when they were battling for the stage win. And getting into lap traffic now. Blaney down to the bottom. Lap traffic could even the playing field. Blaney doesn't have the speed with this damage to keep up with the 6 cars in front of him, but he's going to get around Byron for position. He got stuck behind the 38 of Alfredo. Harvick has more than lost the lead. He's back to 4th. Byron back to the inside of the 12 now. Blaney stuck on the outside all of a sudden. He's got room to the bottom. Byron was able to get back around the 12. Blaney barely cleared Davison off the exit of turn 4. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Ball So Hard Will, welcome to the stream. Here to pay your respects for yesterday's loss at Daytona. Hey. Well, thanks for tuning back in. Appreciate it as always. Yeah, it was an unfortunate second place finish, but it was a great race, though. Really all you can ask for. Does anybody know why the pace car lights are on? That usually indicates that there's a caution. And last time I checked, we're still green. Oh, wow! Blaney in the wall off turn 4. That's going to bring out a yellow. Second caution of the race for incident, or third of the day if you include the stage break. Ryan Blaney just creams the wall off turn 4. That was very similar to what happened earlier on in the day. I don't think he blew a tire. Then again, it's tough to tell as he's just getting sandwiched between Reddick and Byron on the restart. Reddick took it 3 wide to the inside. Nowhere for the 12 to go. Trisha Games, welcome to the stream. Happy Valentine's Day indeed. Kind of forgot it was Valentine's Day today, to be completely honest. Well, as if the car wasn't already tight with the damage, it's even tighter now. After that second wreck that Ryan Blaney has been involved in now in the first 88 laps, I think he can think that this is a 50% race and not a 100% race. It's like Joey Logano got to the lead on the restart at the front. Chase Elliott is in second. Hamlin looks to the inside of Blaney. Blaney beats him back to the gas off the exit of turn 4. It looked like Hamlin might have lifted to keep it off the 12. He charged in there pretty hard. Weird accident along. I know, it's... I did that earlier, too. I hit the wall, and it's one thing for it to glue to the wall. I would understand that. But it hits the wall and spins out to the right. It doesn't make any sense at all. That's what I mean. The physics are like driving on ice with the 750 tracks on this game. Even with the assist. Blaney just pushing tight again into the wall. I think Blaney's a lap down. Reddick is being scored in 7th right now, and he's ahead of William Byron. So, somehow, we had another scoring issue with this game. Right in the middle of stage 2, where Ryan Blaney, who had brought out the caution while running in 7th place, caution came out for him spinning on the front stretch, and the top 6 stayed in the lead lap, but everybody from Blaney on back on the restart, so 7th on back, is now a lap down. I'm just now realizing this. So that should not be the case. If this race couldn't get any worse for Blaney. As bad as it is right now, the fact that he's actually still in 9th place and in position to get stage points in stage 2 as well is still better than Kyle Larson, who was 1 lap down on his own back in 20th at the end of stage 1. Blaney getting 4 points in the opening stage, so now he's only 66 points behind Larson into stage 2 as far as the regular season standings go. 60 points is the max amount of points you could score in a single race. Going to be tough for Blaney to make any passes when he gets into lap traffic with how tight the race car is. He's not trying to let the car drift all the way up to the outside. Now it's tight on corner entry. It was tight on exit before, but that second hit into the wall was even worse than the first. So So Blaney's going to have to unlap himself before the end of the stage, or he is probably not going to have a shot to win at all come the final stage. Scoring issues compilation coming to the channel. I don't have time to edit that video. I mean, we literally have a scoring issue almost every race. I kid you not, we've done over 100 races between the career mode. Well, 34 races on the career mode. 9 after tonight on this mode. And then we did all but 4 races on the custom schedule season because we got eliminated in the round of 12. So 32 plus 34 is 60. I guess we haven't quite done 100 races. Tyler Reddick just used up the 12 to take it 3 wide middle. And that will keep Reddick in the 8th spot. Denny Hamlin is in 7th. And no free pass in this game either, so even if Blaney gets to be the first car lap down at the end of the stage behind Hamlin, it's not going to matter. Trying to trap Reddick behind the lap car of Alfredo. It's going to work. Blaney clears Reddick. Gets to the inside of Harvick. Got to keep Reddick behind him. Harvick up the middle. He kept it off the 12. But the 12 gets into him and squeezes into DiBenedetto. Getting back in the gas a little too soon. Now into the side of the 42 of Chastain in 3 and 4. And DiBenedetto nearly turns the 12 around as well. Then he gets back down to the bottom. Power slide off the exit of turn 2 as he drives past the 42. Working on the 51 of Cody Ware. Contact with Ware off of turn 4. 104 laps on these tires. Though that would be counting the caution laps. Probably without any caution laps, he's got just under 90 laps on these tires. But the damage is probably the bigger factor in why the car is as hard to drive. And you just add the tire wear on top of it, making it that much more worse. So I was scared to pit after being involved in the last accident because I was scared I was going to go a lap down. Turns out I went a lap down anyway, even though I stayed out. So I might as well have pit, but that's hindsight. I mean, I didn't know I was going to lose a lap. I shouldn't have lost a lap for staying out of the pits. It just didn't make any sense. And going to be aggressive, making the pass on Davison and Reagan, 3 wide. Oh, but he just gets turned into the wall. He got back into the gas too soon. 3rd caution of the day. And Blaney's just going to have to pit to repair damage now. That is now the 3rd time he has been involved in an accident. He doesn't want to lose an extra lap, so he's just going to not take fuel or tires here and only repair damage to try and get the car back out there as soon as he possibly can. I actually did enjoy the halftime show last night for the Super Bowl. Oh, come on, game. Game was trying to turn me to the right on the restart again. There we go. Everybody else just launched further ahead of me, too. The green flag is back in the air. Blaney tried to repair the damage as much as he possibly could. It wasn't really going to do much. And now he's back in 17th with less than 20 laps to go at stage 2 after the 3rd caution for incident tonight, the 4th caution total. I think he's still ahead of Kyle Larson, hopefully. Yeah, Larson's back in 28th. So he continues to go backwards. Blaney did not take tires under the pit stop, but he is blowing around everybody right now. I wonder if he's probably too far back to get back on the lead lap. You would think. The handling of the car got a lot better, though, after the restart. And it looks like he should get back inside the top 10 at least. And who knows? I mean, Blaney could be 2 laps down after pitting that time, too. Drives underneath Christopher Bell. Bell going 3 wide up the gut. Between Blaney and Almirola. Blaney sliding off the curb into the side of the 20 of Bell. Before finally clearing him for position. Kyle Busch for 9th. Blaney clears him. Tries to outbrake Wallace off the curb. Got up on 2 wheels. And now he's getting sandwiched between the 23 and the 55. Hamlin would be for a spot up here as well. I think the leaders have pulled away from this mess. But at least Blaney is going to drive right back to where he was. He's up to 7th. And actually, I think he is 2 down. Yeah, Ryan Blaney's 2 laps down. Because he just passed Denny Hamlin, and that wasn't even for position. He was 7th 2 restarts ago. So I think every time Blaney spins, he's not only losing a lap, but the cars behind him are also losing a lap. So now Blaney is 2 laps down instead of just 1. I guess we'll know for sure at the end of the stage. But I believe Ryan Blaney is now 2 down in the 8th position. And according to the crew chief, he's low on fuel. I think you have to stay out, though. There's only 9 laps to... I mean, you have to stay out, because if you pit under green at Martinsville, you're going to lose even more laps. This race turned upside down in a hurry. The only good news is if Blaney makes it on fuel, which you would think he should. All the caution laps we had, if he can't go 130 laps on fuel at Martinsville, that's just insane. I mean, in real life, they could go like 150 laps on fuel here without any cautions. So there's no reason why we can't go 130, and we've had 4 cautions. Favorites to win it all this year are Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Blaney, and Elliott. Interesting you don't have Larson in there. Tyler Burback, welcome to the stream as well. Well, this is what it is. Blaney's just going to fight for everything he can get. He's going to gain a lot of points on Larson if he could just finish this race, especially considering that he'll have stage points in the first 2 stages tonight. And I believe would give him a total of 7 stage points on the night as a whole, assuming he still finishes 8th in stage number 1. I mean, the leaders are right in front of him. The problem is I believe we're on the final lap of the stage. And if we're not on the final lap, we'll have 1 more lap after this. He just got around Elliott. Outbreaks Harvick. All these lead lap cars stuck in lap traffic. Bowman and Truex. Truex in 2nd. Final lap of the stage. Not sure who the leader is. Oh, man, Truex just drove it in and doored the 12 of Ryan Blaney. Oh, Blaney's going to power slam the wall. Well, he tried to get back on the lead lap. It didn't work. Truex was in second. I still don't know even who won that stage. Joey Logano won the stage. I have no clue where he was at the finish there, so he was nowhere close in front of us. So I guess Blaney wasn't going to get his lap back anyway. And there's your stage 2 results. Joey Logano will win stage number 2. And that will be Joey Logano's first stage win of the season. And it will be his first playoff point of the year as well, as he's the only Penske car, as well as Cindric, I guess, to not have a win so far this year. Martin Truex Jr. finishes second, Chase Elliott third, Alex Bowman fourth, William Byron rounds out the top 5, Harvick 6th, Blaney 7th, Hamlin 7th, Blaney 8th, Bell 9th, Kurt Busch will round out the top 10 in the stage. So Ryan Blaney will pit for fuel and tires. And we'll see if everybody else will pit during the stage break at stage 2. You would think they would, considering, excluding the caution laps, we've had 130 laps so far in this race, have about 120 to go. So by pitting now, you can make it to the end. And I don't see anybody on pit road during the stage break. Blaney may lose another lap, so he may go 3 down. He was 2 down at the end of the stage. It's just tough to tell. The leaderboard doesn't work, so we really don't know. We were 2 laps down at the end of stage 2. That we do know, but going to the restart, we're not going to know exactly how many laps down the 12 is. We'll be back in 15th on the restart. Green flag back in the air. Now, the rest of the field will have to pit fairly soon, you would think. So if it stays green through green flag pit stops, I think Blaney could actually get back on the lead lap. He's got 120 lap fresher tires now. He's going to try to make it in. One car up over the curbing just to make it into the pit lane. That's the 43 of Eric Jones. I think Blaney is going to want to get to the outside as soon as he can. 3 cars came into the pits that time. And Blaney's just going to drive around the outside. And he is going to expect some major checkups, potentially down the back straightaway as well. And he's just hoping now that it stays green. Christopher Bell makes his way into the pit lane. 14 not giving Blaney any room. Blaney brushes the wall off turn 4. Risk of running the high side is getting into the wall. And cars underneath him not giving him any room either. Doesn't help. Nobody dives into the pits that time around. And he's going to power through a couple more cars on the bottom through 3 and 4 before getting back to the outside in 1 and 2. Blaney trying to be as patient as he can with the cars in front of him. He's tiptoeing down the straightaways, expecting cars to try and pit. Oh, Reddick stalled out right in front of him, and as soon as he tried to go to the middle, Kyle Busch ran into the left side of Blaney's race car, nearly causing an accident. Blaney's just not getting any love on the outside. Now he's got a little bit more clearance. Getting around the 5 and the 16. Cutting the corner back down to the bottom. So far, we're still green. Blaney's back to 7th. Still 6 cars in front of him that have to pit. He'll clear Alfredo at the start-finish line. I think Anthony's coming in. No, he does not come in that time. I think Blaney might actually get back in the lead, despite being 2 laps down. I mean, you would think he could get 2 laps back at Martinsville. The field pitting. At least 1 for sure. Blaney up to 6th. It's into the back of James Davison off the exit of turn 2. Sends it into turn 3. Oh, we got one car on the inside wall. Corey LaJoie missed the pits. But no caution with LaJoie parked on the bottom. We stay green for now. LaJoie is just creeping around the bottom of the racetrack right now, up against the inside retaining wall. Keselowski's got... Well, he had damage, and then now he doesn't have damage anymore. Chase Elliott has scored the race leader in search of his first win of the season tonight at Martinsville. LaJoie still parked against the inside wall, and I wonder if we're going to get a caution for him sitting there. Cautions are on, obviously. We've had them tonight. We've had 5 of them total. Oh, Larson coming out of the pits. Knocks the 12 into the 2. 78 pulls in right in front of the 12. And Blaney's just going to shoot Larson into the wall. A little payback on the 5. Blaney did not appreciate that. Nearly took 2 Penske cars out. DB Forever 85, welcome to the stream. That's a lot of favorites to win, by the way, Tristan. Closing in on 100 laps to go. As of right now, we have about 105 laps left. We had a couple glitches earlier on in the day, which ended up with a little bit later start at the beginning of the stream, so we couldn't actually get this race started until about 6:20. Our Richmond race is scheduled for 7:45 Eastern Standard Time tonight. I don't think we'll get this race done in time before that with the 20-minute delay. So with that being said, we'll just end up starting that second race as soon as this one ends. We'll still plan on running Richmond tonight. Still having some lap cars pitting here over the last few laps. Probably not everybody's pit yet. Keselowski into the side of the 12. Don't listen to the crew chief. I don't plan on pitting the rest of this race. Unless we unfortunately get into another accident. Which I hope doesn't happen. A lot of lap traffic coming up. Wonder how Keselowski fell all the way back to 28th. He was inside the top 10 at the very beginning of the day. He's back there with Larson. Position-wise, unless Larson's gained a bunch of spots during the green flag pit stops, which could be possible. Contact. Blaney just got hit from behind by the 3 of Austin Dillon, and it launched him into the front, into the back of the 41 of Cole Custer. the side of Matt Mills off the exit of turn 4. I don't know if Blaney's going to be able to gain any more spots. I have no clue if he's on the lead lap, if he's 1 lap down. You would think with the field pitting under green, he'd be back on the lead lap. The only way he wouldn't be is if he was 3 down because of pitting during the stage break, which could have been the case the way the scoring issues have been in tonight's race. But Blaney's basically just got to hope that this stays green. And if he gets involved in another accident, he's going to go another lap down. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Now, you can't trust the crew chief in this game, you're right. You have every right not to trust the crew chief. But they said it's realistic, so that's why we don't have telemetry. Tell me how that makes sense. They meaning Motorsport Games. Honestly, the Dirt Bristol race, outside of the pace car glitch, went pretty well. Well, in this race, we not only had a pace car glitch, but we've also had some scoring glitches. Blaney hugging the curb. 3 wide. He was sliding all the way around turns 3 and 4 with the left side tires up on the curbing, and he wasn't even on the gas the entire time. I wonder if the 48 of Alex Bowman might be for position up ahead. Or if he's in the top 5. He was earlier on in the day. We haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, Bowman's in 5th. We'll see if he's for position. If so, then that would tell me that Blaney's on the lead lap. He's got to get to the 48 first, though. Working on the 47 of Stenhouse right now. And he'll clear Stenhouse into turn 1. Byron also in 4th place, and he's the next car ahead of the 48 of Alex Bowman. So all things considered, Ryan Blaney could potentially, if he's on the lead lap, could potentially still have a shot to win this race in the final 90 laps. By the way, does anybody notice the, up on the upper right-hand corner of the screen, the lap counter? We have 90 laps to go according to lap 161 of 250, but if you look at where it says stage 3, we have 2 less laps left than what that lap counter is saying. I'm confused. I'm honestly confused. Well, that's our 3rd glitch of the night. Does that mean when we get to lap 250 that we're going to have a couple more laps left? Is that what that means? We'll say this track's a lot nicer to run when the AI is not around you. Like most tracks in this game are actually fun to drive when you're by yourself, but not all, but most. Can alternate through the different camera angles once again. Final time today, at least in race 1. We'll do that a couple more times in race 2 tonight at Richmond. That one 50 laps shorter than this one. It's the longer of the 2 races. Remember, coming into this race, though, Ryan Blaney just wanted to make it to the end and have a decent finish. If he gets taken out of a chance to win because of the scoring glitches, that's one thing. At least he could still get a good finish. Again, he's currently in 6th. It's like William Byron and Alex Bowman are on the outside with lap cars both on the bottom in front of him as well on the outside in front of him. And again, we'll have to wait and find out once Blaney gets around the 48 and the 24 if he actually gains positions out of it. Blaney nearly spins out off the exit of turn 4. It's down to the bottom. Underneath the 10 of Almirola. Underneath the 36 of David Reagan. Couldn't quite get back underneath the 48 car. Bowman was able to get back down to the bottom lane again. Big checkup off the exit of turn 4. And that pass for Bowman was for position. And Bowman just rubs alongside the 12. Blaney has the spot. And all of a sudden, Ryan Blaney is inside the top 5. Barely clears Kurt Busch off the exit of turn 4. Byron's stuck on the outside right now. Blaney's coming in hot. Just kept it off the left rear of Tyler Reddick's race car. He's going to send it down into turn 3, hoping that he has Kyle Larson clear. He does not. Larson's still on the outside. Larson should get trapped behind the 00. Oh, somebody just got into the back of the 12. May have been Larson. It might have been Reddick. It was tough to tell. No rearview mirror. After all this madness, Ryan Blaney is up to 4th place. Despite the not 1 but 2 scoring issues we had earlier on in the day. And he still has a little less than 70 laps to try and run down the leaders. A little less than 80 laps, excuse me, to run down the leaders. 78 laps to go at the line that time by. Car's getting a little bit tighter on this longer run, though, with the damage. Amir, welcome to the stream. I don't know. I think when I get the PS5, I might get a wheel, but right now, not looking at it. And I'm not even sold on it. I'm fine with the controller at this point. I've gotten really used to it. It's a lot easier to commentate the races. I couldn't imagine trying to commentate the races with a wheel in this game. Even more challenging than the Heat. Far more challenging than the Heat games. He's checking up so much just to try and keep it off the 55 car in front of him. That was Matt Mills. Oh, big drift by Blaney. Able to get back down to the bottom. Still have no clue exactly who's in the top 3 and where they're at on the racetrack. The lap traffic has allowed Ryan Blaney to move up 2 spots since the green flag pit stops for the rest of the field. Again, Blaney pitted during the stage break, but they started pitting about 2 laps after we restarted this final stage. We haven't had a caution yet in stage 3. We've had 5 cautions total, though, today in the first 179 laps. Smash the like button down below. 10 likes on the stream. We've had over 15 people watching at one point in time. Currently 14 watching down in the chat. So appreciate you guys coming out. Again, first race of a doubleheader tonight. Second race will be at Richmond. Also a 50% race there. We'll have one more 50% race on this final season later on in the year. Big power slide for Blaney. Gets into the side of the 14. He gets into him again in turns 1 and 2. He tries to regather and catch the race car. Denny Hamlin's got some massive damage on the front of his FedEx 11 Toyota Camry. Chase Elliott is in third, so he was leading earlier. Now Elliott's back in the third place position. Saw it pop up on the leaderboard. Still about 5 to 6 seconds ahead of Elliott, or Blaney, excuse me. Oh, Hamlin! Right into the door of Ryan Blaney in turns 3 and 4. Daytona Beach getting that goal. Oh, Hamlin just about turned the 12 that time. That time, instead of the driver's side door, he hit him on the left rear quarter panel. Wiggle off the curbing. A lot of lap traffic coming up for Ryan Blaney. And are the leaders in that mix of lap traffic. Oh, big block from one Rick Ware car to another. Josh Bilicki on Cody Ware. Stalled them both up, allowing Blaney to clear them both now. Blaney drives past Wallace on the backstretch. Dives to the bottom underneath the 21 of Matt DiBenedetto. Blaney's got a run, nearly gets into the 41 of Custer on the bottom, and he'll get around Elliott, who's stuck on the outside. Ryan Blaney is up to third. And he is roaring on the bottom as there's a bunch of huge checkups right now. Joey Logano up in the mix. He is the leader. Truex is in second. Blaney now passes Truex for second place. What a comeback for the 12 of Blaney. Blaney passing all the lead lap cars that are stuck on the outside of the lap traffic. Logano hard into the back of the 10 of Almirola. He's got damage on the front of his car as Blaney's going to get through. Blaney's just stuck on the 00 now. Oh, man. Hard into the corner. Blaney's trying not to turn himself around. Now Blaney's stuck up high. Truex is going for the lead. Blaney power slides. He tries to get back into the throttle. Truex gets into the door of the 38. Blaney gonna squeeze. Gets in front of Logano. And he nearly turns Truex in front of him. Getting racy for the lead late at Martinsville. Truex, if he gets in front of Bowman, may pull away. A lot of clean traffic up ahead. That was Blaney's opportunity, but then he got shuffled back to the outside. Power slide off turn 2. He'll drive underneath Bowman into 3. Joey Logano still keeping the pressure on the 12. Contact between the two of them. Contact. Bowman nearly turns the 12. Logano drives into the side of Ryan Blaney. Blaney catches the race car. Bowman almost got into the back of him again, and Blaney's back to third. He's gonna go a bit wide. Turns 3 and 4. Bowman to the inside. Oh, jeez. Got clung up on him after he drove into the side of him there. My goodness, Blaney just... massive wheel spins in the middle of the corners. So Martin Truex Jr. leads. At a track he has been winning at a lot recently in NASCAR. Under the lights at Martinsville, Joey Logano second, Ryan Blaney up to third. 53 laps to go at the line. Plenty of time left for these guys. Blaney just not as fast as the 22 and the 19. It's the lap traffic that is the great equalizer right now. Blaney's carrying a lot of damage after being involved in a couple accidents earlier in the race. Side by side with the 48 of Alex Bowman currently. Oh, he gets into Bowman. Oh, he just hooked the 48. Caution's out. Our fourth of the race. And honestly, Blaney didn't even want to see a caution. I don't know if it's a good idea to pit. It's going to go down to repair damage. I'm not going to pit for tires. I really don't want to lose a lap. Came so far to come back up to third place. And now we have a caution, which he didn't want to see. The way everybody was racing there, it was kind of inevitable. They got us for passing under the yellow, is that what he said? Does that mean we're a lap down again? I mean, either way, Blaney's back to fifth, and he's got to pass every car in the field, it looks like. 46 laps to go. He's fast enough to get around the back markers, but I know for a fact he's not going to be fast enough to get around the leaders. Unless they get held up in lap traffic or we get another caution. But, I mean, we don't know. The way the cautions have flown so far, Blaney's gotten trapped 2 laps down because of them. Who's to say he's not a lap down again after finally getting back on the lead lap? Crew chief and spotters are liars in the game. Yes, they are. They talk a lot, and they're wrong every time they talk, pretty much. 3 wide to the bottom. Blaney trying to make it 3 wide at least. Oh, trying to get through here as clean as possible, because that's not only going to be the quickest way, but it's going to keep the likelihood of there being a caution again in this race away. We've had 6 so far. And you can see the leaders have already gotten away from this pack, which has kind of been happening on the restarts with the lap cars kind of stack everybody up behind him. Kyle Larson, meanwhile, is also back up to 14th. He was as far back as 28th at one point. And he's still looking to gain points on him in the regular season standings today at Martinsville, but not as many points. Contact with the back of Kurt Busch. Stalled him out a bit. Oh, big bounce off the curb. Blaney sideways. He did a great job keeping it off the 11 of Hamlin. Still stuck behind the 10 and the 47, though. Hamel rolling to the inside of Gase. Blaney gets by both of them. He's got 4 cars for position to try and catch, and he's got 40 laps to do it. And Martin Truex Jr. is the leader still after the most recent restart. Second time we've had body armor on the car this year, but the first time we've had this body armor edge paint scheme on the car. Patriotic scheme as well. Byron's in 4th place. Elliott Logano would probably be 2nd and 3rd right now. Logano's 3rd, so that means Elliott's 2nd with Truex in the lead. Actually, I just saw Elliott pop up as a leader now, so I guess Truex is back to 2nd. Elliott has ran down the 19 after the restart. Could be a lot of lap traffic where the leaders are at right now. That's what Blaney's hoping for, because that's going to be his only chance of being able to catch these guys unless we get another caution in this race, which is not impossible. That caution definitely put him behind. Not only just lost him 2 positions, but he had to restart all the way at the back. And that's if he's even on the lead lap. I mean, he could be a lap down right now. Cautions have been really inconsistent today. As far as the scoring goes, at least. Larson up to 13th as he continues to gain positions late in the race. Blaney under Newman. Clears him off turn 4. Elliott now back to 4th place. You can see he's stuck on the outside. Logano also stuck on the top as well as Truex. So I think William Byron is the leader. No, Byron is also on the outside. Logano's 3 wide on the top. Blaney to the bottom. All the fast cars are up high with the slow cars on the bottom, and they're struggling to pass up high. That pass on Elliott was 4th position, and they're 4 wide nearly off the exit of turn 2 as they try to funnel back down into 3. Oh, Byron nearly hooks the 12. Blaney wiggled. Elliott back down to block the 12. Blaney gets into the left rear of Elliott. They're 3 wide. Into turn 3. Blaney is sliding around a ton right now. Oh, and Byron nearly hooks him. It's one way to knock the 12 to the outside. Blaney gets the acceleration and gets back down in front of the 24. Logano stacked up high. So is Truex. Elliott is going to take the lead, it looks like, off of turn 4. Elliott back out in front. Oh, and Elliott nearly hooks the 15 of James Davison. Stacking Truex up, who just got back down to the bottom, and now he's back on the outside, and Blaney's up to 2nd. "29 laps to go at Martinsville." And a lot more lap traffic coming up. Elliott got a little squirrely getting back to the gas off turn 4. Blaney to the inside for the lead. He's trying to pick Elliott behind the lap car of Josh Bilicki. Elliott gets to the outside of the 52. They'll split the lap car 3 wide. Now back down to side by side into turn 3. And again, now they'll split Chastain on the backstretch. Blaney leads that lap at the line. Blaney has finally cleared Elliott. He's out in front. And he's trying to get through the lap traffic as quick as he can. Halv runs the 34 wide, opening up the bottom for Blaney. Allows him to make the exit to turn 4. Blaney trying to get away. 25 laps left this time by. 25 laps to go at Martinsville for Ryan Blaney to win back-to-back for the first time this season for himself and get his 4th win of the young season. What an up and down roller coaster of a day, and this is only race 1 of our doubleheader. But now can he seal the deal? 24 to go. He's not as fast as those other cars in open traffic, but Blaney has by far gotten through the lap traffic the best in Stage 3. Both before the most recent caution and now even after it. And that was the equalizer that has given him an opportunity to still win this race. Got 7 stage points, finishing 7th and 8th in the first 2 stages as well. Car is not handled great after that first accident he was involved in, and that really took a lot of the speed out of it. In contact with Briscoe off the exit of turn 4. Again, Blaney just trying to get through. And just hope that it stays green to the end as well. So we have had 6 cautions so far, and he does not need another one. "20 laps to go at the line. And on the line, a grandfather clock. Blaney has 3 runner-up finishes at Martinsville. He's never won at the track. So he's looking for his first career win here. Considering this would be his 4th win of the season. And the fact that in real life he has 6, that would give him his 10th career win today at Martinsville. He could seal the deal. Having a tough time trying to get around Tyler Reddick. Reddick in 10th is having some decent speed. Blaney to the inside of Reddick now. Really good through 1 and 2 to hold the bottom lane. A lot lower exit to the corner, and he was able to keep it off the 8. Power slide trying to get back to the gas off turn 4. They're still side by side. And Blaney will clear Reddick off turn 2 finally. Took him about 5 laps to get around him. A lot heavier lap traffic coming up for the 12. Once again, he's pretty much catching the back of that pack that he had cleared when he had passed everybody for the lead. They may still be in this mess. They may be free of it. We'll have to wait and see. Blaney tries to work through it again. I think I see Joey Logano stuck on the outside at least. I don't see anybody else that was in the top 5 that's still up there. Logano's likely in 5th. And he's just doing his best to not make contact with anybody and risk turning him. And he's got to hope that nobody else gets into him as well. He's going to be done taking it 3 wide. Unless he knows he can clear them before they get into the braking zone in a corner entry. Like right there. But as he does that, he gets into the back of the 42. Launches Chastain actually a little further up ahead. Blaney down on the curb. Blaney's just going to go to the outside now. Looks like they're going a little bit faster up there, but now Chastain blocks up high, and Blaney's going to be stuck up high. Get around Chastain finally. He's trying to get back down to the bottom. He hesitated, but didn't want to risk turning himself off the front bumper of the 6. 10 laps to go at the start-finish line for Ryan Blaney. Can he hold on? Got him knocking the one of Kurt Busch up out of the way. Blaney will be able to get right back down to the bottom, crossing over the 10. And the 34. Drives it in deep. Oh, he nearly gets cleaned out by McDowell. He's into the outside wall. 9 to go. Didn't blow a tire. Larson moved up in front of him at the last second. And the 12's in the wall again off turn 2. Trying to get back down to the bottom, and he can't do it. And Truex is closing in from behind. He is now in second. Elliott is right behind him. Right when it seemed like Blaney was getting away, and the lap traffic is costing him just as much as it was helping him earlier. And Blaney's car is just not handling well at all. Big slide off turn 4 that time. 7 to go. Reddick nearly turns the 51 of Cody Ware. Blaney 3 wide. Backs out to let Reddick in, and now Reddick goes 3 wide, knocking Ware into the 42 of Chastain. Chastain nearly goes around on the outside. Blaney squirrely, getting back to the gas on the backstretch. Reddick is using a bunch of cars up right now. Blaney just trying to park it on the inside lane. 5 to go. There's a couple cars on the bottom between Blaney and Truex. McDowell really pinched the 12 off, trying to go 3 wide up the middle. Blaney slides. He's in front of Chastain. Nobody underneath him. He'll let Ryan Newman back in line. Well, now we'll get underneath Newman off the exit of turn 2. 3 wide, but clear to go side by side into turn 3. Then he drives it in deep, holds on to the bottom lane, off the curb, back to the accelerator. 3 to go. Traffic is starting to clear up as he has cleared the 53 of Joey Gase. It's a little bit of a scare late. I think Blaney's all right. 2 to go at the line. Now he's just got to hope it stays green for another lap. He gets around the 52. I don't think he's even going to catch another lap car the rest of this race. So clear Balicki off the exit of turn 2. And he doesn't even have to worry about trying to pass either Reddick or Half up ahead. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go for Ryan Blaney in the Martinsville 250. The most roller coaster of a night anybody could have asked for Ryan Blaney. Has his head spinning on the fact of how the heck did he find his way to victory lane tonight. But nevertheless, he's going to get it done. Ryan Blaney wins at Martinsville, his 4th win of the season. I cannot believe that. How did we win Martinsville? 6 cautions total in the race today. Only 4 cars finished on the lead lap. And Ryan Blaney, who was at 1.2 laps down, got back on the lead lap because they all had to pit under green flag in the final stage because they didn't pit during the stage break. So the 2 laps he lost due to scoring errors, he was able to get back in the final stage because everybody pitted right after the restart. He only had 2 lap older tires, so basically equal tires as everybody else. So he didn't have to worry about a huge tire differential either during that long green flag run. And caught the leaders, then we had lap traffic at the very end that was holding us up, and Blaney was still able to get the victory. My goodness. 3.7 seconds ahead of Martin Truex Jr. at the line for Blaney to get his 4th win of the year. Truex will have to wait to get his 1st win of the season, finishing in 2nd. Chase Elliott will finish 3rd. William Byron 4th. Joey Logano rounds out the top 5. Alex Bowman 6th. Denny Hamlin 7th. Daniel Suarez 8th. Kurt Busch 9th. And Tyler Reddick will round out the top 10 tonight. And before we take a look at Blaney and victory lane, I need to take a picture of the finishing results. And then we'll get on to the 2nd race tonight at Richmond. That will be on a different stream, by the way, and I will start that as soon as possible. Looks like Kyle Larson did end up finishing in the 13th place position. Yeah, I saw they were wrecking on pit road. I was trying to ignore it. Wow, we got a grandfather clock. Now, I know it wasn't a 100% race, it was a 50% race. It'll be a different go-around when we get here in the playoffs, but right now, Ryan Blaney's going to celebrate every win he can get this season. Again, because knowing this game, nothing is easy. Nothing's easy in any game, but this one is harder for non-racing reasons. And not realistic / racing reasons. That's going to be it for this one. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Again, I'll see you guys in the next stream within the next couple minutes. I'll get that started as soon as I possibly can. And race 2 at Richmond, 50%, 200 lapper. We'll see if Ryan Blaney can get the clean sweep tonight. That will be on expert difficulty. This was on champion difficulty. Richmond, I usually blow them out of the water, so I'm upping it to expert because champion is just way too easy. We'll see what expert will bring at the Richmond Raceway. But I'll see you guys very, very soon.